Good morning, Monday morning, heading now to Tel Aviv for a crazy jam-packed day, starting with Royi Benyossef from Samsung Next. Then I'm meeting the Torah Tech guys. It's a one-year program that combines Torah and technology. I've been lecturing there for a couple of months. Now will be the first time I vlog from over there. Then I have a photo shoot for a podcast I'm participating in and a couple other meetings throughout the day. Super pumped about this day. Here we go. Alright, made it to Torah Tech. I'm walking up to meet the guys right now and talk to them a little bit about this week's Torah portion and how it relates to building a startup. Maybe I'll get some of it on camera, we'll see. But this is the first time I'm vlogging at Torah Tech because the last couple of times was basically mid-pandemic, so couldn't really vlog. Anyway, looking forward. Heading to Samsung Next to meet my boy Royi Benyossef right now. Haven't been in this parking lot in probably 2 years. Alright, so I'm at Samsung Next. This is the second visit to the sound in here, the acoustics are pretty insane. This is my second visit to Samsung Next in like a month. The last time was with Machado, and now I'm with Royi Benyossef. I feel like we've known each other for a very... What'd you do before Samsung? Remind me.
I've been in the expert program for Google.
Right, is that where we connected originally?
Originally, yeah.
Yeah, we connected there at Google headquarters?
Yeah, it wasn't actually my job. It's a
fun thing.
Yeah.
But they closed the marketing side of that, so... I don't really do it anymore, which is annoying. But okay, so we literally met in Silicon Valley. That's the first time we ever met.
I don't remember. It was like 10 years ago, so right. I don't know.
Okay, so now you are director of investments at Samsung Next.
Right.
What is Samsung Next?
Samsung Next. It's hard to define. Basically, it's an entity, it's an innovation arm that was founded by Samsung Electronics to assist Samsung Electronics in approaching and
deploying capital.
Deploying capital is one thing that we do, but basically it helps Samsung Electronics to work better with innovation in software products and services. And we do all kinds of activities for that. I am part of the Samsung Next Ventures, which deploys capital.
So Samsung Next isn't just the ventures?
No.
I didn't know that.
Historically, we have made M&A for Samsung Electronics, and we've created a couple of product lines for Samsung Electronics. In fact, there's, I don't know if you know, there's an app that helps you cook. It's called Whisk. So it is a product line that we've acquired and are running for Samsung Electronics. Saying we, it's not me, it's Samsung Next.
I had no idea. I thought, so you're telling me there are people on this team that have nothing to do with investments?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Mostly overseas these days, but they do exist here.
Okay, so Samsung Next as a corporate VC, what are we talking? What size? Like, is there? Maybe it's just endless. Because obviously Samsung, the company, is literally just endless. I don't even know what the market cap is. It has to be close to $1 trillion. But how big is the fund?
So we've deployed 250 million in the last 3 years, I think, and we have $50 million right now,
to deploy.
To deploy.
Okay.
And our focus at the moment is to invest. Technically, according to our mandate, we're completely agnostic. We can invest in pretty much any round, but we are focusing on the very early stage, the seed rounds, and we will invest up to $500,000 in probably either seed or A rounds in various areas like privacy, security, new media, synthetic media, a cloud, DevOps tools.
So, like I asked you before, I think it would be easier to say what you don't invest in.
Right. So obviously we don't invest in hardware.
Why is that obvious? Samsung's a hardware company.
Yeah, but Samsung, if we were the strategic CVC for Samsung, which does exist, it's called Samsung Ventures or SVIL, they invest in hardware, but they have their own perimeters. There's also Catalyst, which is another CVC for Samsung. They also invest in hardware, but they have their own specifics. Because we focus on the relationship with innovation in software, product, and services, one of the things that we don't do is invest in hardware.
Right. Okay, so you don't invest in hardware. What else don't you invest in?
Medicine.
Anything to do with healthcare?
No, we do invest in wellness and digital health. Machado does it spectacularly.
You say medicine, you mean like actual medicine?
Yeah.
Pharmaceuticals?
Yeah. So I'll give you an example what does work, because Machado invested in Healthy.io. He invested in Day 2.
Wow.
He invested
Didn't know that.
in Big Health in the US, which is an enormous...
Day 2 and Healthy.io are insane companies. I had no idea that they were in portfolio companies. They're like both amazing.
Yeah, both of them, Machado led out of Israel. He's our international lead on digital health investments. So these kind of things that we do, but agriculture, construction, anything that's not in, I mean, we would prefer B2B, but it has to be something in software innovation that also has some B2B2C application or enterprise applications.
Right. When you say seed, because I feel like seed is a very subjective term.
Right.
How early what's the earliest deal that you've done? Like, where were they?
First money in.
But like, did they have a product yet?
In first money in most cases, you don't have a product.
They had no product.
Yeah.
It's an idea.
Yeah.
But
So
it was probably track record, right? In other words, the entrepreneurs.
Yeah, entrepreneur track record, understanding of the market, coherent plan for a product. All of them are things that we need, just like any other top tier seed investors.
So one might think, and I'm sure this is not the case, but one might think because it's a CVC, it's corporate VC, you got to get crazy approvals. How long from like first meeting to check?
So we would say, according to the policy right now, it would be fair to say that we will have no problem closing a deal within a month, under a month.
Like money in the bank.
Yes, from first meeting to money in the bank.
That's impressive.
And I think that the best thing is that we can give you a no in 24 hours. And
Unlike many VCs who drag entrepreneurs along.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
It's the easiest thing in the world. Either during the meeting or right after we do a little bit of discussions, we can say no. And I think for someone who's been on the other side, I think that's very liberating.
100%. So give me some like examples of investments that you've made. So you said Healthy.io, you said Day 2. What other winners do you have?
Actually a very big winner, one of the companies that I led, obviously I'm going to say it's a winner, I'm kind of biased, but Zengo, Uriel.
Oh boy, love Uriel.
We invested in the seed round.
So you're not staying away from crypto?
No. Even though it was touch and go for a while because Samsung had a changing relationship with crypto, but I don't consider Uriel as crypto. We consider them as fintech. We consider them as having amazing technology in encryption.
Interesting. I thought it was just a crypto wallet. I don't know. I love Uriel. I love the team. I don't know very much about it, but okay. All right. What else?
And we also invested in cybersecurity. We invested in Integer. If you know of them, they raised a bean not too long ago. Hopefully, I'm not being confused because that will be embarrassing. But
you can always edit it out. Okay. Have you had any like exits, IPOs, or not yet?
Out of Israel, no. We had an exit. We had Safety K that was acquired a couple of years ago, and we had multiple exits in the international market. I don't remember all of their names, but
got it.
Quite a few.
So you're saying month long from first meeting to check, which is awesome. You invested in almost all stages, but not hardware, not whatever. And so once you invest, what's the dynamic like? Are you more hands-on investors? Are you more like go do your thing? Like how does that work?
So we believe in listening to your client. Some companies want our help and they'll get it. Some companies just want us to stay out of their way until the next time they need us, and we go both ways. I think that the best thing is that we punch above our weight. David Lee, our new EVP, has a wonderful saying that because our value creation is not out of the profit margins, but it's an OPEX budget, that we are a $50 million fund with the ability to help like a $500 million fund. So there's a massive platform team in the US led by a former top executive from Google in strategy. It's designed to help with partnerships, biz devs, fundraising, whatever.
Awesome. So, like I said at the beginning of our meeting, like from my perspective, I know Samsung is a consumer company, obviously phones, but I feel like there's been like a serious like transition, as far as I'm concerned. Like I'm from the back seat. This is what it seems like, because I remember like yesterday when Samsung, actually released like TV ads, like commercials, taking jabs at Apple for making metal phones and glass phones and getting rid of the headphone jack and all the things that Apple did. And I don't want to talk about copy or not copy. That's not the point. Point is, the Samsung phones today, and I was just playing with the S21 the other day, super duper premium, zero compromise. Of course, these are flagship devices. Then there's the whole A series, A31, A51, A71, which are great phones. Actually, it's funny, I just spoke to a guy at like Bug yesterday. I was like, explain to me the philosophical difference between the A71 and the S21. And they're both super strong phones. He like pointed out the aesthetic. One has more of a curved screen, one is whatever. But bottom line is, Samsung makes incredible products. Obviously, I don't think most people realize how many spaces Samsung operates in. Obviously, right. Refrigerators and phones and so many different spaces. I'm actually shocked that Samsung hasn't entered the mobility space with like a self-driving car, but I'm assuming that's not far off, because I feel like all the cool kids are doing that today. Samsung is a beast of a company, and as always, for me, I just think it's national pride that you guys have this office here, and you're deploying all this capital in Israel, and it never ceases to amaze me. Did you hear how much money Israeli companies raised this month?
I know it's a lot. I didn't do the math.
$2.7 billion in a month.
Amazing.
It's like a record by far. Like, I don't think we've ever even reached 2 billion or even $1.5 billion. Yeah. So the numbers are just blowing up. Obviously, we're seeing so many unicorns and IPOs because of SPACs and all these things. So I feel like we're entering a new phase. And so to have, Samsung here on the ground investing along with every multinational basically is super awesome. And I think they're lucky to have you. And listen, dude, anything I can do to help, you know where to find me. I'm just bummed that Orly and the rest of the team isn't here. And Miller, I was hoping to see them, but what are you going to do? And you have one job. To get me to review Samsung phones.
I'm going to try.
That's all I can ask. Yeah. All right, by the way, 2 questions before we end. 1, why do you look so Aryan?
It's actually funny because if you'll take a radius of 1 mile, I'm probably the one with the deepest roots in Israel. My grandfather's grandfather actually immigrated to Israel before 1900. And yet, after all these generations, I look like this. So I'm not saying we're all racist. No, I'm just kidding. My mother's blonde. It's from my mother's side.
You look super like not Israeli. And the second thing is, how do you have such good English?
TV.
Seriously?
I watch a lot of TV
you
as a child.
Never lived in the States?
No, never. Born and raised in Israel.
That's impressive. You sound super American. Anyway, dude, this was fun. Thank you for having me. And let me know if there's ever anything that pops into your head that you think I could be helpful with. You know where to find me, dude. Thank you so much. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. I am in Hod Hasharon. I don't think I've ever been here, or at least not in this part of Hod Hasharon. I was contacted by a guy named Paz Kagan, who has a podcast, and I'm here to do a shoot. I don't know if it's video, audio, I'm not exactly sure, but all about entrepreneurship, the regular. So I'm looking forward to that, but I would imagine he has quite the studio, being that he asked me to come out here. So I'm looking forward. I just got to find the place. Okay, this is Paz Kagan. Is that how you pronounce your name?
Kagan.
Kagan?
Yeah, Kagan.
Not in English.
No.
In English, it has to be Kagan.
Kagan?
Yeah. Never heard of Kagan in my life. Never heard of it. How old are you?
22.
22, and you have your own podcast for how long?
I think 2 years now.
What's the name of the podcast?
חייבים לדבר על זה. We must talk about it.
We must talk about it in Hebrew. And it's in English or in Hebrew? Remind me.
It's in Hebrew.
Oh, so we're doing this podcast in Hebrew? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And it's how long is each episode?
I think 20 minutes, give or take.
Oh, cool. So what are we doing here for an hour and a half?
20 minutes raw, it means we're gonna...
So who are some of the other guests that you've had on the show?
And I think one of the most interesting guests I had is Tomer Simon, if you know him, Dr. Tomer Simon.
Nope.
He's the chief of innovation in Microsoft Israel.
Oh, cool.
He's he's a really nice guy.
And everyone comes here to your house to do it?
No, sometimes I go to the offices of the companies that I work with, and some come here.
Cool. All right, let's rock.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, we just finished up our 20 minutes, half hour podcast.
Yeah,
How was it?
It was really good, right?
Do you say that to all your guests, or are you just saying that to me?
No, to all of them.
It was good. I think we had some good pointers there and good tips, but it is in Hebrew. But I'll share the link here, and you guys can go check out Paz's YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to learn Hebrew.
All in Hebrew, right?
Yeah.
You gotta work on that. Anyway, thanks for having me, dude. It was a lot of fun, and thanks for bringing me to Hod Hasharon. Never been here.
Yeah,
Appreciate it,
of
man.
course.
Good to meet you.
It was a pleasure. It was my pleasure.
Thanks, dude. Made it home. It was a pretty awesome day. It is very hot. I think summer is on its way. In any case, I'll be heading to Tel Aviv again tomorrow to meet a couple of people, including Yaniv Golan, one of the best investors in this country, as well as some other meetings. And here's something I haven't said in a very long time that I'm very excited to say. See you tomorrow.